All of those business valuation calculators are wrong. And in this video, I'll be explaining why you should be looking to sell your business for its strategic value, not its fair market EBITDA multiple valuation. If you want to sell your business for its strategic value, click the link in the description and we can have a confidential conversation on how you can sell your business for its maximum value. So you've been looking around the internet, YouTube, online, Google, AI on how much your business is worth. And it's given you a range of multiples that you can sell your business from. Anything from 3 times EBITDA all the way up to 10, even 20 times EBITDA, depending on the type of business you have and what industry it's in. But in this video, I'm going to explain why, while those valuations are based in reality, they're missing the bigger picture. And that bigger picture is what you need to look at when you are looking to sell your business. So just in case you don't know what an EBITDA multiple is, an EBITDA multiple is a basic valuation calculation that M&A advisors use when they are looking to sell a business. Now, all business valuations do start with the EBITDA multiple. And it's very simple. They take your business EBITDA, another fancy way of saying profit before taxes and interest and depreciation and amortization, and they apply a multiple on that number. So let's say, for argument's sake, that your business is doing 500,000 in EBITDA, and you want to apply a multiple of 4 times because in your industry, that's the standard multiple which is applied across a vast range of business sales that have happened in recent times. So if a business is doing 500,000 in profit and you apply a 4 times multiple, that would give your fair market valuation at £2 million. Now, that number of what multiple is applied is where true value is really created. Because if you have a business which is really relying on the business owner, it doesn't have SOPs, it doesn't really have any brand value, there's no USP, then a very low multiple is applied to any profit. And this applies to any level. So even if your business is doing like 5 million in profit, but it has all of those other factors which affects its strategic value, the multiple that would be applied to it may only be 2 or 3 times multiple of profit. So you've got 5 million EBITDA, but maybe only 3 times multiple is being applied. Your business is worth 15 million pounds. Now that's a great number, of course, if you want to sell your business. But if you just increase the multiple by doing a little bit of preparation work to your business and really extracting that strategic value out of your business, you can go from only having a 3 times multiple on your business to having a 6 or 8 times multiple for your business. So if you're applying a 6 times multiple to your business now, and your business is doing 5 million in profit, you know that you're going to be able to double your valuation from 15 million to 30 million. Now that's a huge difference in valuation just by changing the multiple. And that's why there's things that you can do today to change the valuation multiple that is applied to your business. But also the thing which is looked over by many business owners is finding the right buyer who is going to pay you the strategic value for your business. Now, before we go to finding the right buyer who will pay you strategic value for your business, there's certain things that need to be true about your business before a strategic buyer would even consider looking at your business. Number one, the business cannot be relying on the founder. Anyone who's in the ownership structure, the business cannot be reliant on them. And this sometimes affects people who have multiple business partners who are running a business more than if you're a single founder and you've got to your business to a certain size. Because really and truly, any business which is doing less than 500,000 in EBITDA is going to have a level of founder reliance, and that is a problem. But let's say your business is doing more than 500,000 in EBITDA, then you can do things to your business which removes founder reliance. And if you're one business owner, normally that means that you're making 1 or 2 hires, which is going to reduce the founder reliance, and that's going to help towards extracting strategic value for your business or from your business. If you've got multiple partners who are running the business, let's say one of them is in charge of sales, the other one is in charge of operations, the other one is in charge of finance. Now you need to potentially make more 3, 4, even sometimes 5 hires just to replace the founders. So you have to really look at your business and identify that can your business pass the owner vacation test. The owner vacation test is a standard test which is done by M&A advisors to any business when it's looking to be sold. If your business scores highly on the owner vacation test, which means that the owners can stay away from the business for 30 days, 60 days without anything breaking in the business or the business continuing to grow, then your business has passed the owner vacation test, and then you can start extracting the strategic value from your business. You are no longer then affected by what I call the founder tax. The founder tax is when the business is too reliant on you, then you are being taxed on your multiple, and your multiple is being reduced, which means your business valuation is being reduced. So getting out of the day-to-day of the business and making sure that the business is not relying on the owners is the first thing. The second thing is that, does your business have a brand within your industry? Does the business have a brand? If you're a local business, locally, is it recognizable? Is when someone says your business name, is it recognizable in the industry, or is it recognizable locally? If it does have that, then that's great, because that means that you can extract some of the strategic value that your brand has attached to it. And not only is there strategic value attached to your brand, meaning is your brand something to be reckoned with locally or within the industry, the second thing is that, is there a USP? Is there a clear USP that you attract? Is there something that when your customers hear of your brand's name, they say, all right, we know exactly what they do, for exactly who, and maybe how they even do it. So if you're a business, for example, Duracell, right? Very famous, it's batteries, long-lasting batteries. As soon as you say the name Duracell, immediately it comes to your mind, right? These batteries are going to be high quality batteries, and that's what they do. They provide power in portable form. So it's very clear what that brand stands for. Can your business brand's name stand for the same thing? Are you in the service industry? Is when your brand's name is said, that it clearly identifies, right, this is exactly what they do for what type of customer. And if you do have that USP, if you do have that branding, then that increases the strategic attractiveness of your business. And a strategic buyer will look at your business and say, right, a fair market value does need to be applied to this, and we're trying to get that for that. But you have a more chance as a business owner, as a business seller, to extract the strategic value from your business and get a higher multiple. The other thing is that, does your business have clear SOPs on how it runs? And not only SOPs, but clear lines of accountability and reporting. Because many times what business owners try to do, they get to the end of the stage where they want to sell their business, and they try to scramble. They hire one person, say, right, that person is the manager of the business, they're the ops manager of the business, and they're taking care of everything. But there's no responsibility that's applied to that ops manager. There's no particular clear lines of responsibility which are applied to other people in the business, and no one really knows what's going on. So is everything laid out properly? Are there SOPs? Are they operating practices, standard operating practices? Are there clear reporting lines? Are there clear accountability numbers which are applied to the different roles within your business? Because when you can demonstrate that right, this person is accountable to produce this many sales, or the team that is within that person, underneath that person, is accountable for this many sales. This person is accountable for this many leads. This person is accountable to ensuring that this many products are sent out every single day of the business, or this many services are provided to customers every single week or every single month to their customers. Is everything being collected? So if you're having payment terms with your customers, then is 100% of that being accounted for, and not only accounted for, but being collected. This is one of the big areas in which business valuation falls, because even though you may have produced the revenue, you haven't been able to collect on the cash in time, and therefore there is a large working capital requirement that happens in between the delivery of the service and the collection of the cash. That is a very, very big red flag for strategic buyers, and they will not pay you strategic value. In fact, they're going to give you a discount for having bad practices. So are you able to collect on the cash that you are selling, meaning accounting for as revenue? So as long as these things are true, that the business is not dependent on the owners, that you have clear branding and clear USP, you have clear accountabilities and responsibilities attached to roles, and everything which is running in the business can continue to run without you and actually have a good growth trajectory without you, that's when you can start attracting strategic value from your business. Now, not only that, actually, it's about the margins that you're attracting as well, because if you can have great margins, at least industry standard, but also beating the industry, then there's real strategic power which is there. If all of that is true, then anyone is going to look at your business, whether it's a private equity firm known as financial buyers, or whether it's a strategic, which is a bigger business who is operating in your industry or wants to enter your industry, is going to look at your business very, very favorably. And that's exactly where you need to be if you want to extract strategic value from your business sale. Now, let's take a look at what strategic value and how it's created. Number one, your business is attractive because it ticks all of the boxes of a standard good business exit, or a business which is exitable, sellable. Number two, there's enough competition within the buyer universe who is going to drive up the value through bids on your business. So if you've got private equity firms who are very interested in your industry, you've got other strategic bigger businesses who are interested in acquiring your business as a bolt-on, then that is very, very good. That's a very strong position to be in, because what's going to happen is that it's going to create competition between these buyers. So with a private equity firm may come in with a value of, let's say, for example, 5 times multiple. The strategic might come in at 6 times multiple, because they know what your business is worth and what it can do for them once it's been acquired. So then what you can do is that you can start creating competition between these buyers. What you're going to do, what an M&A advisor is going to do for you, is that they are going to attract bids for your business. These will be bids that will come in, and you'll start playing these bids against each other. So you get the highest bid that now becomes your standard. Let's say, for example, that valuation is at 6 times the multiple, which is 30 million. Then that 30 million becomes a standard, and you go to the person who bidded maybe 28 million for your business, say, right, we have a bid which is higher than the 28 million. Do you want to come in at a higher valuation? They come in at 30. They say, right, that is actually exactly the same as what we've already got. And they will come in at maybe, for example, 32 or 35 or 33, whatever it may be. Let's say it comes out at 33. Then you go back to the business which has bidded for your business at 30 million and say, right, we have had a higher valuation than 30 million. Can you come in with another valuation? They might come in at 35, right? So let's say it's a private equity firm. So a private equity firm has come in at 35, which is now beating the strategic at 33. Then you can go back to the strategic and say, look, that 33 has also been beaten. What can you come in? Now, the strategic business owner, let's say, for example, that they know what your business is truly worth. And they say, right, over the next 5 years, we know that we can extract X amount by plugging our processes in, by plugging our distribution network into this business. We can, in fact, grow this business from 5 million in profit at the moment, 5 million EBITDA at the moment, to 10 million in the next 2 years, which means that to them, if they apply just a 4x multiple on 10 million, then that business will be worth 40 million. Your business, where they've just bidded at 33, will be worth 40 million. So they come in at 40, and the private equity firms that are in competition with the strategic, they drop out at that point. So you've taken your business valuation from starting at maybe 25 all the way up to 40 million, just because you've got the strategic value that your business has and you found the right buyer. Now, how do you find these strategics? You have to do research. Now, by the way, it doesn't mean that just because a business which is bigger than yours is going to come in and give you that strategic value. It could be a private equity firm which will pay you that. It could be a international firm which is looking to enter the UK market, which might pay you that. In fact, many times, those international companies who are looking to enter the UK market would normally pay you the highest values, because they know how difficult it is for them to start operations in that business in your country, in the UK, and therefore they'll rather buy something which is already in operation and very successful, and they will pay you handsomely for that. So you know that you can really extract value which is far beyond what your business is worth on the fair market value, on the EBITDA multiple valuation. Because what you're doing is that you're taking your EBITDA multiple and you're making the buyer realize, right, how much is it worth to them if they were to take over your business. So a private equity firm, they might only be able to take it from 5 million in profit to 6 million profit. But the other strategic in this case we're saying is that they know that in the next couple of years they can take your business from 5 million to 10 million profit, right? So that's why for them paying 40 million is still a good deal, but you'll be able to get the exit that you deserve through a strategic valuation. So these are some of the ways that you can attract that. Now, how can you ensure that you will be able to attract the right people who can give you strategic value for your business? Normally, you can't do that by yourself. You need to identify a buyer universe, which M&A advisors have normally built a long amount of time building this kind of network. They know that they can approach these business buyers in the way that they like to be spoken to and the way they like to be dealt with. And then the M&A advisor is normally the best person who can get you the strategic value for your business. So hiring an M&A firm to ensure that you can get the best value for your business early on is very important. Don't leave it to the last minute before you want to sell your business, before you are retiring, before you have come to burnout, before you have come to moving on to your other business venture. Don't wait to the last minute. The earlier you can get an M&A advisor involved, the better it is. Normally, there's things that an M&A advisor knows that they can do to your business or they can help you do to your business 3 to 5 years before you want to sell your business. That's the ideal time. Yes, if you come along and you want to sell your business in the next 12 months, that is very, very possible, and they can get a good valuation for your business. But if you were to engage an M&A advisor, even in a very fundamental way, in a very foundational way, 3 to 5 years before you want to sell your business, that is going to have very positive effects. We are always doing valuations on businesses in the UK, especially in the services sector. So click the link in the description and continue watching videos on this channel so you can get strategic value for your business. I'll see you in the next video.